It has been a long day. There's the Tower of Ashal there. That beacon where everything should have been made right. 'Twas not to be. And no good blubbering about it now. We come back to Ostagar to remember and to respect, and to, as a mark of sort of vengeance, I suppose, or at the very least justice, take care of some of these things. Now, I can't leave this here, so do I need to go back the way I came and then return that way? Do I simply return to camp? I cannot. Alright. Well, I guess back to Kaelin's body. I don't think there's a way out there. No. Definitely not. So let's head back to the tunnel. I think he's going to take me there in a cutscene. Thank God for that. There he is. Nobody deserves this, much less a king.
Alistair, are you all right?
Oh, they left him here to rot. We need to do something.
Yeah, we do. He's of royal blood, and he deserves a pyre.
He was a good man, who hoped too much.
Yeah.
And died too young. He deserves what little honor we can afford to grant him.
Yeah, he does. Wow, everybody approves loads. Skill acquired. Muy excelente. Modern constitution as well. Right, so have we done all that now? Are we good? Yeah, we've completed that. Sweet. Premium content. Nice. So we got a ton of sort of stuff to sift through and go over when we get back to spell combinations, huh? Shattering. Ah yes, a creature frozen or petrified by magic, as from the spell's Petrify or Cone of Cold, is in a vulnerable state, subject to shattering. If excessive forces are applied to just the right spot, a critical hit from any weapon may suffice, and the spells Stone Fist and Crushing Prison have been known to achieve the effect as well. Okay, so we gotta use that with Stone Fist. That is a good thing to note. Everybody's approving because of that decision I made. I don't know who would have voted against that, really. Who would have said, no, let's just leave him to the wolves and Darkspawn. I mean, I guess leaving him to the wolves is kind of natural, isn't it, Mogo? Wherever the hell you are. But it's time to head back. You know. Coming from nobility and human society, you do learn to respect these traditions such as they are. A pyre funeral, even if it's just the four of us. Possibly some of the only people left alive apart from Queen Anora, to have respected him. Well, I mean, like, people may have respected him from a distance and such like that, but a lot of his closer personnel died. Or certainly some of the few that I was aware of that are left remaining. This place and its absence of Darkspawn is only temporary. The Darkspawn are going to come back to this place and they're going to wreck it, destroy even more, probably just rage of retaliation for the forces they lost here. At least Kaelin's body's been burnt. But for now, it's absolutely beautiful. It's almost completely still. In that sort of horrific way that only an area that has once seen such violence can be. was our return to Ostagar. To where we started out as a Grey Warden. Circuitous, no? It's worth reflecting on. But it's also worth getting on with it and getting back to camp and giving up loot. Sweet! I don't really want to camp. I don't really want to party camp here. Maybe I should go to Redcliffe or somewhere. We can make a brief stop in Redcliffe. I don't see why not. Maybe somebody's got some new equipment or something. No, let's just head to the party camp. Canonically, we'll head next to Redcliffe and set up the party camp there. I don't want to set up the party camp nearby. I'm far too near the Blight. So, I should explain what happened. Basically, I went back to camp and I started going through my inventory, selling stuff I didn't want and then sorting out everybody else's. But as you'll see from here, nothing much has changed. Everything's still in the inventory as it needs to be. Where's the sword I was going to give? Alistair has that. But anyway, the point is I don't want to do that right now because it took too long. I thought it would only take a little while and I ran out of hard drive space, so I thought reload it to here just to create a sort of coherent cut. And instead of doing that, we're going to wrap up the session now that I've moved a little bit of stuff over. So I guess technically it's another session by chatting with a few of the folks. So let's start with Alistair. Hey man, how's it going? That was a harrowing day, wasn't it?
Something on your mind?
Not too much.
Of course.
Yeah, of course it's not too much on my mind. Yeah, if you were raised in the Chantry, have you never...
Never what? Had a good pair of shoes?
Well, you know what I mean, man.
I'm not sure I do. Have I never seen a basilisk? Ate jellied ham? Have I never licked a lamppost in winter?
Now you're making fun of me.
Make fun of my comrade in arms? Perish the thought. Well, you tell me. Have you ever licked a lamppost in winter?
Well, I seem to be popular back in my castle, so yes, I say I have licked a lamppost in winter. They were all over the place, you see, and winter happened like once a year. It was insane.
Just the once? And you didn't lose half of your tongue in the process? I'm impressed. I, myself, never had the pleasure. Not that I haven't thought about it, of course. But, you know.
What? You've never had the opportunity?
Well, living in the Chantry is it's not exactly a life for rambunctious boys. They raised me to be a gentleman. That's not so bad, is it?
He's getting nervous here. No, not really. You either have the opportunity or you don't, so hey-ho.
I've no urge to rush into anything. We may not even survive what is to come, after all. Enough. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's go.
Poor Alistair. We'll have to wingman him at some point. Sten, let's speed through your thing.
Yes.
I'm assuming you have nothing.
I am hardly surprised. Very well. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on.
Sounds good.
As you wish.
Who next? Morgan. I think I might be nearing out of conversation options for almost everybody. I'm gonna miss the conversations options when they're gone, I think. How's it going though, Morgan?
I await your command.
So you do.
So, full of questions, are you?
Can you teach others to become shape changers?
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
Oh, right, okay. And why not?
I was told to accompany you and to help you, and that I shall. This may extend to the teaching of my mother's skills in time. For now, I simply do not know you well enough. I promise nothing.
Which is absolutely fair enough. Obviously, Nathan cannot become a shape changer, but I'm thinking, I don't know, I heard somewhere that you can get another specialization for your companions, which would be cool. Having said that, shape changer isn't really too helpful from what I read into it way back when I was just starting out Dragon Age and I was looking into whether or not I wanted to be a mage. I looked up shape changers and they seem kind of clunky, to be honest. It takes so long to change into a shape and then you lose all your magical abilities when you do, vis-a-vis what happened with Morgan in the Battle of Redcliffe. So enough of that. Who should we speak to next? Severin.
Here I am.
Ah, yeah. Well, I resisted saying it that time. Well done, me. Can I care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
It will be good, I promise. What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, The crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training, the sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is the desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
Well, I guess so. Well, you did quite well, no doubt. I'm not going to call him a murderer, because we're all kind of murderers here.
Within the crows, I did. But it has been something the crows have devoted a great deal of time to perfecting. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible.
Right.
Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
Well, generally speaking, I prefer a straight-up battle, but I'm not adverse to using sort of tactics when it comes up. So, do you use a lot of poison then?
I do. It is not something inherent in an assassin's skills, however, merely something complementary. Of course, the crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we?
Why the hell not? Warp River was the old Zebrin. What's he at right now? 15. I don't know how high we're gonna get him. Let's save Liliana till last. Let's go to... You know, I wonder about these allied supply crates. I think I have a rune or two, don't I? Maybe I should donate one. They're Master Dwemer runes.
All right, all right.
So... Right, okay, so that's how it does. We'll leave it for now, because they're Master Dwemer runes, which do... What do they do? 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 Spell resistance. Meh. Can be handy for... Well, I guess everybody. We encounter magic quite a lot these days. Speaking of, hi Win.
What's on your mind?
I would like to ask you something about the circle.
I will answer to the best of my ability.
What was life like in the tower?
I would be lying if I said it was easy. First, there were rules, and we were constantly watched to make sure we behaved appropriately. Then there was the study of magic. We had to cast the spells just so, control the effects completely. A single word spoken incorrectly, a gesture out of sync, and lack of focus. And we needed to have perfect focus, or we would be in danger.
Of course, yeah. It explains why you're so well measured in your speech, I suppose. At least you learned the dangers of magic.
Without the circle and my mentors, I would not have been where I am today. And there was joy in life at the circle. The joys of fellowship, in knowing that you were not alone in your struggles. In spite of everything, I was happy in the tower, and I loved it.
That's a nice one. You clearly did take to it after what happened, you know, in your childhood and such like that came to the Mage's Tower. If only more mages could embrace the way of life, accept that they need to be watched. The more I think about it, the more I think my guy here is sort of in favour of the Templars' rule. He doesn't quite like how the Templars despise the mages. In fact, he really doesn't like that. And I think that's part of what the mages feel oppresses them. But magic is really, really, really dangerous in the wrong hands. We saw what an abomination did to Redcliffe, for God's sake, so I think it does need to be done. I may stop working with the Mages Collective after the bout of missions that I've been turning in. I still need to turn one of them in, actually. I got that Roland guy, or whatever his name was, or Reland, or... I don't know. Right, well, Liliana, remaining. Hello there.
I enjoy the nights at camp. The night always seems more peaceful to me, safer.
That's exactly why I like winding down with this. Well, I try to do it every time, though. With the limited conversation options that are coming up, maybe that will have to end one day. So I know exactly what you mean.
I feel the night grants us a reprieve from the troubles of the day. Silly, isn't it? The Darkspawn never sleep, and they lurk in the shadows.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're all entitled to a little silliness now and then.
I enjoy those nights when we stand guard together, talking to pass the time in those small hours. Well, I talk and you listen mostly. Sometimes I succumb and fall asleep and wake to find you still watchful. And I know you're watching out for me.
This is going quite a nice direction, isn't it? see. Well, we're doing the Nathan being nice thing. You never have to feel afraid with me.
What I'm trying to say is that I trust you. I'm comfortable around you. I know you'll be there when I need you. You are our leader and my friend, and sometimes I think that maybe we could be more than that. Maker, look at me stumbling over my words like an ill-educated peasant girl. Some bard I am.
You're cute when you're embarrassed.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm just flushed because of the heat.
Here's the crux here, isn't it?
Really? No one told me. You felt the same way and didn't do me the courtesy of informing me? You made me say all those things. Why couldn't you have said them first? Oh, how very awkward.
That's me. I'm a terrible person.
Oh, chivalry is so dead, making the lady spill her guts like that.
Yeah, go for it, Nathan.
Well, that settles it then.
So it does. And there we have it. That's all I wanted to really do when coming on Dragon Age at the moment. And more. I guess that's it then. I did really mean what I said when I said I would consider what Wynne had said, but I don't know. Maybe this is rash and maybe this is stupid, but we'll just see what happens there. So in this session, well, in these two sessions technically, we returned to Ostagar. We wallowed in the memories of the battle of that place, killed the ogre that killed Kaelin. Technically it was already dead, but it was raised up again, and yeah, we've done really well. We've brought stillness to that place for just a short amount of time. But it's a nice amount of closure there. It's a good and sort of very pleasant mission, I found. Like, one of the reasons I ran out of hard drive space was because I didn't realise I'd been recording for as long as I had. I was having too much fun with it. And so I was like, how long have we been recording? 3 hours! Oh my god. And so just whilst doing the equipment stuff, it just, oh, my fraps sign has gone yellow. Which means I stopped recording. But anyway, in the next session we're going to move on to the Village of Haven. No more DLC, no more sidetracking for now. Village of Haven, I now feel comfortable if this is going to take us there and then so on and so forth. Or maybe there as well before we get to heal Arl Eamon. I needed a bit of a break, you know? I needed a break from sort of feeling like I was pushed on by the main quest, and I think doing that mission there really helped. So go to Haven next time, and I'm really looking forward to it. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next episode.